Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I'm excited about the interview today, but as you always know, we show flyers as we open up about different events going on around the city and things like that. And I know tomorrow, Preslin, Pro Wrestling Savage, who has been on the show before, they're having an event in Charlotte. It's a wrestling event. General admission is $10 for adults, unless you bring a book bag or school supplies. Then you can get in for free. Children under the age of 18 are free. The doors open at 2 and the bell time is at 3 p.m. And that's at the Coldwood STEM Academy there in Charlotte. And so, any adults, if you can, go out and take a book bag, take some school supplies, so the children can get prepared for school. And then there's always stuff going on. So if you can check out our Facebook page or go to the Kingdom group, they always telling what's going on. But I'm excited today for this interview, Mr. Daryl Osborne. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you
Good.
for thank you for having me for this interview.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. I was telling I met him a couple weeks ago at Marie Hefney's book signing, maybe a month or so ago now, at Janet Marie's book signing. And so, we were talking about this expo that's happening, the African American Golf Expo that's about to take place this month, August, in the Concord area. And so I wanted to have Mr. Osborne on so we could talk about, what that means, what that looks like. And so, since this is your first time to the show, I want to give you opportunity just to greet our family and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thank you for having me again. A little bit about myself is that I've been around golf for over 65 years. I am a retired military person from the U.S. Army. I have a college degree. I got my bachelor's of human services from UNC Charlotte, and I got my master's from Webster University. I thank you, the civilians and the public and your taxpayers, for funding my education because I earned it in that as a military person in the U.S. Army, especially as an infantryman. We're the ones that go in the combat on the combat field where
Yes.
everybody else is sitting in the back. But anyway, the African American Golfers Expo is going to be August 27th through the 31st. It initially kicks off August the 25th with the golf event that's going to be at Rocky River Golf Course, which is right down the street from the event. And and in addition to that, I forgot to say I'm an original Charlottean. I was there doing the breaking of the ice of school integration in Charlotte, Mecklenburg.
Mhm.
And the thing that really sticks to me the most to me that's unforgiving of our system is my last year in high school, because I was transferred from one school to the other, I was not allowed to be on the golf team. The
Hmm.
reason being because the teams at that time, they played on the country clubs. And they would not allow African Americans or blacks at that time to come on their country clubs and play golf. So that's a little bit about me.
Mm. Well, listen, that was back then, right? Now we have more opportunities, and we're trying to tell more people about that opportunity, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Well, first of all, I'll say thank you for your service. I always like to do that because I know freedom is not free. Um,
it
you
isn't.
know, people in the military, Jesus who died for us, and then a lot of black people who died so that we might have this opportunity to be on this interview and talking, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely freedom is not free. So why did you get into golf? What was exciting to you about golf?
Well, one thing, I was introduced to golf very early. The golf course was right in our backyard, literally. I lived in the Southside Homes, which is federal housing project. But through that project was the Bundaberry Golf Course, which was at that time complete. That's what segregation was at that time. That did not allow African Americans to play golf. But in the meantime, while we're little small kids, we'll run through the path and get on the golf course and play in the sand traps. So we were
Mhm.
already exposed to golf. And then when the golfers come up, we'll run back out of the sand traps. And being that close to the golf course, the high school and the elementary school I went to, we would caddy on the golf course and find golf balls to earn money during that time. But
Mhm.
but while you're in the environment, you pick up the golf clubs, you swing the golf clubs, you hit golf balls, you understand the game, you begin to learn the game. So that was, as a matter of fact, that was the approach of all of the good African American golfers during that time. They learned to play golf through caddying. And for you all's information, at one time, North Carolina produced more professional golfers during the 60s and early 70s, more African American golfers during that time than any state in the country.
Mhm. Wow.
So, and I've been around golf that long. And
You know,
the,
I think I think
and
when
the
I met
major
you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and the major project that I'm working on now is to expose golf and get golf into the African American families and communities. For the reason being, the colleges and universities are looking to diversify their programs. If they don't diversify, then they could lose monies for discrimination and not being in compliance with Title IX.
Mm.
And one of the best kept secrets is girls' golf scholarships are on the shelves collecting dust because there are not enough of African American girls in golf.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's my motivator to push families to get into golf and to get their girls and guys swinging because the schools, the colleges, and universities have to diversify their programs.
Wow. And I think when I met you, I was telling you that my uncle used to like to play golf, and just like you were saying, that's how he got into it. He used to caddy for, and one of
Mhm.
the people he caddied for was Jack Nicholas, if I'm not mistaken. I tried to get my mom on the phone to confirm, but so that's what he loved golf, and so and there's so many people out there who want to go to college, trying to figure out how to get there, and sometimes you don't make the football or the basketball team or whatever, but there's other options. We forget to look into other options.
Mhm.
And so I appreciate you bringing this to the forefront to let us know that if you want to play golf, there are scholarships that are available. But like, so even those scholarships, maybe if somebody hasn't ever played golf before, are they still eligible for those scholarships, or how does that work?
Well, to be eligible for scholarships, one you have to be in amateur status,
Okay.
uh, and they cannot per se use age discrimination. You have to be a college student in amateur status, and if
Gotcha.
you have the ability to play golf, you can do it. Just as a one of the older guys that's in college now that's playing golf is a former NBA player. He's going to North Carolina A&T. He doesn't need the money because he's a former NBA player, but
Right.
he's still playing on the golf scholarship. And I think he may be. I don't know all of the particulars, but I think he may be doing some other things to give that money back to the school to
Right.
recruit for North Carolina A&T. And the girls at North Carolina A&T won the MEAC championship for girls.
Mm,
So that's yes.
okay.
And in addition to that, there are a lot of one of the other projects that I'm working on is to get some of the HBCU schools that have lost their golf teams to try and get their golf teams going back again. So my
Mm,
hands is pretty busy and tied up with getting people into golf, getting some of the HBCU schools golf programs going again, and in addition to that, uh, helping some of the kids and parents that I already have in my program. So I'm pretty much spread out when it comes to some other things.
Yeah, that's why I can't ever get you on the phone because you be busy.
Yes,
And so I know you also teach lessons during the summer, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I think it is.
yes. My summertime schedule is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 8 a.m. to about 10:30. Because actually at 8 a.m. to once 9:30 rolls around, it's getting hot. So I try to keep the kids cool and try to make sure they're taken care of and in a healthy environment. The major thing that I push is safety for everybody. Everybody be safe.
Right,
And
right.
and then this and during the fall sessions, my schedule's changed to 4 in the afternoons because school is in. Parents can best get their kids there 4 o'clock in the afternoons. And once the parents get involved with the kids, they really enjoy it. And not only they enjoy it, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel if their kids stay involved
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to their future.
Right, right. And I mean, we again, sometimes parents don't know what to do with their kids. They're like they don't want them to sit at home, but they're not really sure what's going on. And
Right,
so that's my purpose with this show. This happens every Saturday. This is my purpose with the show is to let people know what's going on and what other options are out there. So,
right.
if you're looking for an activity, for your child to get involved in, definitely reach out to I mean, Dr. Osborne, reach Osborne, because he's got so many things going on and in the fire, and you never know what could
Mhm.
come of it. Maybe your child will get one of these scholarships, one day. Maybe they'll figure out that this is a passion for them, but they've never been exposed to it. It's just like when you sit a kid down and you like eat your broccoli and they're like, I don't want that, but they never tasted it. But then maybe if they taste it, they might like it. Now they might
Yeah,
not, but they might, right?
right. In addition to that, some of the things I do personally, because this sticks close to me as a African American, is to expose our youth, our kids to occupations and careers early. Again, I did my master's in human resource management, and I was able to look at a lot of careers and job opportunities there. Bear in mind, everybody isn't college material, but everybody can be a productive citizen. So, in
Mm-hmm.
order to be a productive citizen, get yourself in something that you have a passion for and like. But above all, be exposed to as many things as you can be exposed to. And out of that, I'm quite sure you will find your place in life where you will fit in the life puzzle to
Right.
bring all of the pieces together in that puzzle of your life. So I expose them to that. I share with them information as to as many careers as I have in my hands by having to serve in the military. Like
Mhm.
in the military, the Army had over 800 something careers or jobs that you could do.
Oh wow.
Over eight, over 800,
Wow.
and that they are trained in that area. They learn the once they get the training in that area, then they go out and perform the tasks for that area to have a sense of professionalism, so they know that they're the best in that field.
Hmm. Wow. I didn't know that. I mean, I know people in the military, but I had no idea. Over 800? That's a lot. That's a lot of opportunity.
It is, if you can think of it, the military offers it and provides it. And
Wow.
I say from the A to Z. You can go from A to Z and you can find a career because a Zulu does something with communications.
Hmm.
Communications as the technology and communications uh, does anything from being a linesman to connecting all kind of careers. So that's what I expose kids to early so they can seek out careers to go into at an early stage in life.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing about it. We have to get. I mean, we have to get them whatever age we can get them. But if the earlier we get them, and the more they're exposed to, the more they realize there's opportunities out there for me. There's more choices because they're always going to be tempted with something that's not good for them. But if they know that they have options, then hopefully that will lessen, being attracted to that temptation because they're like, okay, this is not going to take me anywhere, but this has the possibility to, be able to travel the world, to be able to see different atmospheres, to be able to
Mhm.
be around different people, to learn from different cultures. And those things are can be attractive if you present it to anybody in the right way, right?
Yes, and the greatest eye opener that I had was when I went to Germany. Germany and those other foreign countries in Europe, when it comes to preparing their kids to take the leadership and keep the country going, they're supposed their kids to fields as early as the third grade. Third grade, when it comes to jobs, careers, training them for leadership roles. Third grade. Now that was a big eye opener for me, and that is why the U.S. is so far behind when it comes to how we're going to progress. Where we're not exposing our kids to develop the insight, give them a some kind of a hands-on open eye experience to careers and what you do in the area of leadership to keep a heritage and keep things going on, to leave a legacy. The word legacy is what I use a lot because everybody leaves a legacy. And hopefully, my legacy is to empower people's lives that would allow them to be the best that they can be. You demonstrate you're doing the best you can. That's all that's required. Just do your
Exactly.
best in life.
Exactly, and I think you're right. It's like that's why kids go to college and they don't know what they want to do. They don't know. They change their careers 3 or 4 times because they had never been exposed to it. But you send them to college thinking, okay, decide what you're gonna do, and we're like, I don't know. I don't know what the world has to offer. And so I think that's why I'm saying kudos to you for exposing to them earlier and telling them about it. And, that gives them the opportunity to even, because I've seen my godson when he wasn't interested in hardly anything. But then, like, soccer came along, and I mean, he would actually go to the library and start studying about soccer. And I was like, okay, okay. So, what if they find that thing that kind of grabs their attention? Oh, they're going to do the work. They're going to put in the time, right?
Absolutely. And since you mentioned when kids go off to college and once they get out, they still don't know what they want to do, although they have degrees. I'm a living example of that because I changed my major in college 6 times. I can go all the way down the line and tell you the 6 areas that I went into. And when I first went into nursing, I changed that because when I went into the hospital, when I got back out, they wanted me to start from the beginning again. And I was at the end of graduation. No. Then I went into accounting. Then I went into electronic engineering. I didn't like that. Then I started doing biology. So even when you're in college, you can become a professional student by not graduating just when you need to, just by hanging around the college campus. So you're absolutely right. Kids, even when they're in college, they don't know. But if they're ever exposed to something, and
Right.
what happened to me is it took me back to my roots, to the golf course. I know how to play golf. I could do it pretty good. And now you are where you are. Just share your skills and abilities and knowledge to somebody else. And hopefully you can mentor them along the way again to take advantage of the opportunities that are out there due to the open due to the doors that are open to us now and that has opened up to us.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. This is good conversation because I know some people are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to call my parents and tell them I'm changing, da da da. But, I say, but I always tell people like, parents be like, I'm not buying them a guitar. They said they wanted to take piano lessons. They didn't. They played for 2 months. I'm not buying a guitar. Well, these days, let's think out of the box. Maybe you don't have to buy the guitar. Let's just rent the guitar for some lessons. See if they like it. But I'm just not a proponent of telling kids no, you can't try it, or even adults, really, for that matter.
And, and right about now, you've hit on a lot of subjects that I've experienced already. Early on, I got my son, and my wife got my son a trombone. It was kind of crazy who got him a trombone, but he was good with drums. He was good with drums.
Mhm.
Now, he did the drums in high school. He did the drums in college. He was on the went to college on the music scholarship at South Carolina State in the drum line. But guess what instrument he plays the most now?
That trombone.
That trombone. And he plays that instrument more than any instrument now that he's an adult. He plays the trombone. And when there are events, especially at church, when people have funerals, they like for him to come and just play some music, the trombone. Because you
Yeah.
can always have a drummer to back you up, but you very seldom hear the brass instruments like trombones playing gospel music or that kind of thing. So it's amazing that you've touched on a lot of things that I've already traveled and experienced.
Yeah, and I mean, and sometimes too, we have to realize children are children. They want to be
Hmm.
where everybody else is, migrating. If people think the drums are hot, ain't nobody want nobody playing the trombone. But if you see the drum line coming through, so I mean, it's a part of life. We realize at some point we grow up and we be like, I don't care what everybody else wants. This is what I enjoy. And this is
Right.
my gift, and I'm gonna share that gift to the world. So it's all a process. We all been there.
Hmm. Yeah, you'll find your niche in life somewhere.
Yep,
You'll find where you fit into the puzzle somewhere, which
yep.
will be good.
And I feel like even with this conversation, we're speaking to some adults. They're just like, oh, okay, I feel better now. I thought I was late. I thought I was behind, but you're never behind. Just keep working at it. Keep trying. Keep developing. And it's okay. It's okay because we've all been there. Some of us are still going through that process. You're not by yourself.
And on top of that, when you say get it's never too late, the major factor is being able to invest in yourself,
Hmm.
find self-worth. Once
Hmm.
you find self-worth, then you can share that with others. As I share with people, look, you cannot give what you don't have. You don't have love for yourself. How can you share others to have love for themselves? Because you can't give what you don't have. You
Yeah.
you have not experienced the high part of self-worth and
Right.
giving and investing in yourself.
Right.
It's like my daughter and I were talking, and now she's finally gotten a message that she knows how to save and she see the important part of investing and investing wisely
Right.
because you have your own life to live, and at some point, look, how are you going to live it? And that part comes to making wise decisions and good decisions with self investment in yourself, loving yourself. You have others out there good. You can socialize and be nice, but don't neglect so much of you can't help anybody else. If
Hmm.
you if you're not in a position to take care of you, you're sure not going to be in a position to take care of anyone else. So,
Hmm. Now you just went a whole nother. You took this to a whole nother level. Because that is so true. We can never take ourselves out of the equation. As much as we want to do for others and help, you got to make sure you're okay. I used to think, well, I know I'm broken, I know I'm tired, whatever, but I'm still giving. But I started getting that revelation. You can only give effectively from a full cup. You can't give
mhm,
from a broken place. You have to make sure you're full and just give and bless from your saucer. I know people have heard that a lot of times, but when you really get the concept, it will make sense.
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to play some music. The guests that were on last week, Miss Jillian, and yesterday. So we're going to take a quick break of their and listen to their song "Promise." We know that the video was supposed to drop yesterday. I was so busy yesterday, I didn't even go to see if I could find it. So after the show, I'll look. But their video was supposed to drop yesterday, and this is the song "Promise," and it is by Miss her cousin yesterday is coming with the poetry, and Miss Jillian. And so we'll be right back more with Mr. Osborne, and we'll talk a little bit more about the expo and what people can expect from that. Okay.
Got you.
All
Thanks.
right.
You trying to feel all of my body, babe? That's another thing. Boy, you got me confused. Why you trying to see what I'm about to do? Can I roll with you? What does it matter to you? Last time I checked, you was the one that wanted us to just when did that end? Why you trying to get me to come out my house? Trying to take me out. This is something brand new. So what you wanted? You wanted to get me mad? Fuck all you wanted. Now it's losing focus. 'Cause I got that you get mad. Up in your emotions. You should've came to me. 'Cause I'm that rider that don't fuck with your mentality. Have you craving something right all on this energy? I know you feeling me. Oh boy, you into me. But you can't have me. You know that you want me to live. You was acting funny. Now you wanna come back and free me. This toxic medicine. Now you wanna come back and free me. Ooh boy, yeah, the shy on the side tell you that she want it. Ooh boy, come kick it with me. What when I try to apply the pressure on you, you just left me lonely. You wasn't fucking with me. I'm out here doing my own shit, busting my own lips. Can you give to me what I can give to me? You ain't about that energy, and now you tell me that you're falling in love. Hit the staircase and just say that's what's up. I was down for you, you show me no love. You changing it up, that's tough.
I go deep, I'm a poet, catch a meaning, you blow it, tore your heart, I can't sew it, get your paid back like you owe it, promising the part to me to you forever, but eternity is just moments in the series, fill the seasons through the episodes we go through, now I'm just roaming, I was just acting remote, you lost control, channeling a whole new reality show, so you can't keep recasting me, I was just going on script, and you wouldn't loosen your grip. Lies on my face, but our eyes still locked in place. Hands on your waist, it's all toxic, baby.
All right. All right. That was promised by the entertainer Jillian Joelle and her cousin yesterday. We know that we interviewed them last week, and Jillian is the daughter of the comedian Tommy Davidson. And so, she embraced that, her legacy, as we keep talking about today. And so look out for that video because it was supposed to drop yesterday on all platforms. So we have been talking to Mr. Daryl Osborne, and we've been talking about legacy. We've been talking about the youth. We've been trying to encourage the adults. Um, it's about bringing family together. It's about exposing our family and our friends to different opportunities. We talked about, the young kids when they go to college, sometimes they don't know what to do because they haven't been exposed to very much. So, with Mr. Osborne's program, he's a golf pro that helps children learn how to play golf. And so, tell them again about when your lessons are and how they can reach out to you if they are interested in coming.
Okay, my in the summertime because it's hot, my lessons are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Sunset Hills Golf Course, which is on Radio Road in Charlotte. Radio Road is right off of Highway 16 or Brookshire Boulevard. And let me share a little more with the real purpose of the African American Golf Expo. The
Hmm.
Golf Expo, number one, is to allow us to become a part and take part of a $88 billion industry. Golf is an $88 billion industry, and the percentage of that economics that the African American community gets is less than 1%.
Hmm. Wow.
Less than one less than 1% of that market. We have to come to get involved in areas that will support us socially, economically, and anything that educationally that would allow us to move up the market, move up in life.
Right.
There are over almost all of the major colleges and institutions have golf programs. Almost all of them. There's only one HBCU school that has the PGA management program, and that is Maryland Eastern Shores. They're the only HBCU school that's supported by the PGA to train, develop, and expose us to the golf industry from the business part. That is from being a professional club pro manager, uh, course manager, operations manager, and all of those areas of management in
Right.
golf. So the expo is very, very important. Plus, it allows you and me and others to have an input and to say what things we see and what and how ask how we can get involved and become uh, more acclimated to this environment. So the Golf Expo really, really is a reach out to us to see what things we can do to take part of this highly, highly financial, economic area to get more than less than 1% of an $88 billion industry. And bear in mind, the major thing is we as African Americans play golf and we spend about $3.5 million in the golf industry and we're getting less than that back.
Hmm. Something's wrong there. I'm not the brightest person, but that math don't turn out right.
Well, the numbers don't lie.
They
If
don't.
you if you're a number person, if you're a person that does math and you do it by the numbers, it's time for you to say, wait a minute. Our people are putting uh,
A lot in.
a lot of money in and getting little to nothing
Very
out.
little.
We're getting something out, but it's almost like nothing out.
Right.
So that goes back to something that we failed to talk about is a institutional economic slavery in a way. And that is after slavery you had sharecroppers where the slaves shared some of their crops with the people that owned the plantations. And then you had just like in Texas, even though slavery was over in Brownsville, Texas, they did not know. So
Right.
these are things we have to become apprised of and abreast of to at least know what's at our disposal.
Right.
Yeah. My saying is we have not because we look into not getting. And if we want more, let us take a step and go through some exploration, go on some expeditions. Let us
Hmm.
see how we can take advantage of the opportunities that are out here. We don't get in the arena or get in the ring and fight.
Right.
How can you ever become a winner? You
Exactly.
only My thing is you're only a winner whenever you get in there and begin to do the things that is going to take you to become a winner in that area.
Yes. Yes. Amen. And this is really valuable information because, you know, who knew that there are HBCs that had scholarships, just waiting for somebody. People are looking again, looking how to get in college, looking for scholarships, but we don't look in that arena. There are people out here looking for jobs and different things like this. Well, this is an industry that has a lot to offer. So, what do you need to do to become a part of that? If you're trying to get out of the struggle, get out of, the place of lack, we don't have to live there anymore. That is not our portion. Abundance is our portion, and abundance is available. We just have to do the work to figure out where is it flowing.
Absolutely.
So, we're offering you now. We're introducing you to another place where it's flowing. And so, so what do you is registration still open for the expo? Do you have to register to go to the expo?
What I advise and suggest people to do, because the the time for the registration is over, because
Okay.
the expo is here now. But you can come to the expo, and
Okay.
then once you get there, they're going to let you know the sessions that are being held that will allow you to be exposed to a lot of avenues. Say like last year, I got this. I know you have never heard of Oh My God Lemonade. It's a it's owned by it was last year, it was owned by an 18-year-old girl. Now she's 19 this year,
Come on.
and I got her to get exposed, and she has been able to work some of the events. And
Oh,
although one of the events I was disappointed because she was not able to get the uh, the amount of time that I thought they should have allowed her to have to make
mm-hmm.
to earn the monies and make the monies that she should have got.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, the real thing is, her name is before the PGA and LPGA for events around the country. So
Okay.
I told her to concentrate on the East Coast, because they do have events all over the East Coast, just like the one in Greensboro. She didn't do that one that's going on this week because she did not submit the paperwork and to do the things to work the event. But the other events, like that was held at Pinehurst for the LPGA, she earned some nice dollars there. So
Sweet.
the key is, if you have a business, throw your name in the pool, go to the right persons and seek how you can become a part, and taking advantage above all of the economics and the financial support that it's going to give you to support your livelihood.
Right.
That's the
Right.
major that's the major thing.
All right. Kudos to her being 18 and jumping in the game and not being afraid to be out there and to be exposed. Sometimes we get a little scared, we don't know what to expect and stuff like that, but again, it's just like anything else. You were scared the first time you rode a bike, you were scared the first time you got on some roller skates, but the more you got on there, the better you became. So get the exposure. I mean, you might find it's not for you, but what if you find that it is for you? Again, get the exposure, take advantage of an opportunity.
And there's nothing more scary than jumping out of an airplane for the first time. So, so for those of you going to the military, you say, "Oh, I want to go to jump school. I want to become an airborne trooper." Look, jump out the airplane your first time, see how scared you are. But after that first jump, you're fine. You
Uh-huh.
find that, look, now this is my job. I got to do it.
Right,
So when they
right.
say hook up, shuffle to the door, it's your go. You got to get out the door because that plane is moving and it's gonna go past the drop zone, and they make
Mm,
sure you get out the door because they push you out the door. So
right, right.
everybody's going up. Don't be one of those that people gonna have to push you to get yourself going.
Yeah.
Have the sense of internal motivation to have the initiative to get going yourself.
Yeah, yeah, y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. I promise you, you can do it. So tell me a little bit more because I want to know before we leave. What is the Humble Hackers Golf Ltd? What is that about?
The Humble Hackers is the program that my brother put together. My brother's deceased, and
Mhm.
and a lot of the golfers have come up to me to ask me to get it going and keep it going. Okay, I'm on the pathway of getting the Humble Hackers going. My brother didn't have it as a 501c3, but I'm in the process of making it a 501c3. So, so that golf program would be constructed and have the right structure that it needs to be successful and ongoing. You
Ongoing.
never want to start anything again where you can't leave a legacy that's going to be ongoing.
Hmm.
And with the brain power that we have, we can make it happen. Okay. Again, the program that I do now, I use it under the Humble Hackers for the golf lessons, and above all, my golf lessons are free. Golf lessons, get this now. Golf
They
lessons 1 hour. Golf lessons 1 hour, or 1 hour lesson is at $180 up and up for a 1 hour golf lesson. A 30-minute golf lesson is going to cost you $80 for 30 minutes. But because I teach it for free, hey, you're getting the exposure, you're getting involved in a sport that you will love, that you can do for life. And for all of you parents out there that have kids, three things you don't have to worry about. One thing, you don't have to worry about them getting concussions. Secondly, you don't have to worry about them going to sleeping class because they have a concussion. Thirdly, you open the doors of opportunities for them to get scholarships and do other things in life and be in a very good, safe environment that gives a lot when it comes to life, when it comes to respecting people, when it comes to building self-confidence, when it comes to just a lot of a lot of life things that you need to carry with you to put on as your clothing. You get that in golf.
and I like that because I mean these really are life skills. You know, a lot of times you think, oh, they just swinging a club, but no,
No.
when they're spending that time with you, they are learning life skills. Like you said, being more confident, being able to, just be assured in who they are and whose they are. You know, they don't have to follow this everybody's path. They don't have to do what the crowd is doing. You learn to respect yourself and because I think a lot of times we get involved with things because again we want to be a part of the crowd, we don't want to be left out, but then we don't know the worth of who we are. And
Hmm.
when you know your worth, you're like, no, I can't be involved with that because that's not integral. I can't do that. You know, there's more out there to life than this. So I say, listen, y'all, get involved, get involved, get involved. Take advantage of great and positive
Yes.
opportunities. We know there's a lot of other type of opportunities, but there's positive opportunities out there as well. So just, even just come to the table and have the conversation. Okay, what does it look like for my child? What can the benefits be for my child? You know, at least I always say have the conversation, ask the questions, right?
And in addition to that, as we begin to grow older, and I don't care how good your child may be at basketball, soccer, football, baseball,
Yeah.
tennis, and swimming, all of the good athletes, even after that, the sport that they pick up is golf.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
again, look at Michael Jordan. Look at Steph Curry. Look at some of the good football players.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Troy Aikens. When you begin to watch the tournament that's played in Monterey at Pebble Beach, you have all of those athletes, former football players, basketball players. Why are they on the golf course? And not only they are just on the golf course, but they're very good golfers and they enjoy it.
Right.
So that's the major thing. They're very good and they enjoy it.
Listen, I can't even remember the number you said before billion, but when you said billion, I was like, now I wonder how good I can swing this golf.
And the thing is, you don't have to play golf to take advantage of the
Of the
financial of the industry that it has to offer you.
right,
You just need to come to the expo and see what things where you fit and how you can provide your services to take
right,
advantage of that economic opportunity.
right, right. Very good point. Because a lot of times we think it's just that one part. Like I can't remember who it was talking the other day, but they were saying, their son wanted to be, an NFL player, and he was okay, but he wasn't, the best. But they were like, you ever think about being a referee? Referees get to go to all the games. They own the field. They call in the show. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's that thinking out of the box. So you don't play the sport of golf, but there's something in that industry that it has to offer you.
Right, like officiating. How many how many of those professional female officials played uh, football? Have you thought about that? And,
Right.
and and again, when it comes to diversification, you got Title IX in place. When the pro teams start doing it, and the colleges are looking to diversify, they got to get those people from somewhere. Why not let it be from you or from me or someone in our community?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have the people that have the skills. And as I share with others, one thing for sure, this country has never progressed unless we have some African Americans there to lay the platform for progression.
Right.
And, and for all of these people that go to churches that say, well, it's a race situation. Well, did you act, did you ask Dr. Charles Drew, was it a race situation when the blood transfusion came on? But he discovered it to let us all realize, look, we need each other. Bottom line. So
Right.
that's the real bottom line there.
Right.
Nothing, nothing is more important to realize that we need each other if we're going to progress, move forward in life, and live the kind of life that we should live, that God has already ordained for us to live. We got to realize we need each other.
Exactly. Exactly. And so, like he said, everybody, when from the beginning of the show, everybody leaves some type of legacy. What do you want your legacy to be? It's the same in scripture. It says, we are living epistles read of all men. What do you want your story to be? Long after you're gone, somebody's still going to tell a story about Daryl Osborne, about Alicia Johnson. But we have to decide what that story is, what information we're going to provide for them to tell. And the same is for you. So I hope this is, blessed, inspired somebody along the way. And, reach out to Mr. Osborne. Try to get to the expo. And the expo is in Concord, right? And tell them the golf course one more
Yeah.
time.
The, the expo begins on that Saturday at Rocky River Golf Course, but it will be at the Embassy Suite. When you see the Embassy Suite on Bruton Smith, right up the street from the golf course on Bruton Smith Boulevard, that's where the expo is going to be at the Embassy Suite. And
And
again, that is August
mhm,
27th through the 31st.
yes. So I'm gonna give you a call. We were supposed to be out of town most of that time, but I think we're coming back a day or so earlier. So I
Mhm.
might be able to catch like the last 2 days. So we'll talk about that and see what I can catch, what I can, just being in the atmosphere just to see what it's like. So I can continue. And, as you're building your 501c, as different opportunities and, expos are going around, let us know and we'll absolutely, share it on the show, let people know. So we'll continue to get the word out. Just keep me abreast of what's going on. Okay.
I would do that. Thank you for having me. And I have really enjoyed this opportunity to share with the audience as to what things are available. And there are many things are available. But let us again focus in on our legacy, our moving up in the social and economic realms in life, and doing those things that will always promote our goodness to let the world see where we are. I sure
Amen.
appreciate this opportunity. Thank you, Ali.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime, anytime. So you guys know we are on Facebook, Instagram, but definitely go to Facebook, catch the replays because the videos are always there. Share this video with more people. Let them know what's going on, what opportunities are available. And because we all need one another, right? And so let's help one another with the knowledge. Some people who have some upcoming high school students, start prepping them now of what is available and scholarships that are out there. And so you guys know we are here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, until next time, thank you, Mr. Osborne. Appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you.
But until
Appreciate you
next
for having
time,
me.
yeah, until next time, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you later, Mr. Osborne.
Thank you. Mhm.